The one and only Xylophoney here to show you guys my Toon deck. A lot of you guys have been asking about this deck in the past, so I thought I'd showcase it to you guys because I don't think it's going to get much better than it is right now, unless it's dramatically reformed. So, just to get into that, some dramatic reformations I'm considering in the future are 1. Adding Monarchs to this deck, so it would be Toons Monarchs combo, because, you know, Monarchs can obviously block out extra decks, and this deck absolutely does not need its extra deck. It's all there just because, you know, things sometimes happen, but realistically, it's all about Toon World and direct attacking everything, and actually Toon Kingdom, because it's a better Toon World. So let's go into this deck and show you guys what I got. The main monsters are Toon Dark Magician and Toon Red Eyes Black Dragon. Red Eyes Toon Dragon, rather. It does not have the Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, even though it's the strongest one, or Cyber Toon Dragon that's really easy to summon, because with how this deck works, it is a lot of dark monsters and Allure of Darkness. Allure of Darkness is our draw power. It could run on 3 Allure of Darkness, possibly, but we also do have a couple of Earth monsters in here, being the Toon Gemini Elf, just because it's that good. But essentially, this deck bases itself off a Red Eyes engine, and that is Blackstone of Legend. 3 Blackstone of Legend, you pop one of these down, you get a free Red Eyes Toon Dragon to the field. Once you get a Red Eyes Toon Dragon to the field, you can summon something from your hand, such as Toon Dark Magician. Once you get a Toon Dark Magician out there, you can get rid of something from your hand and get Toon Kingdom, or another card. So, there's a lot of combo power when you're just using the dark monsters of Toons. And the main reason you will use Toons is because they don't have to attack your opponent's monsters. They can just attack directly and deal a ton of damage. The downside with Toons is once you summon them, they can't attack the first turn they're summoned, so you gotta be ready to defend yourself. So I got some traps in here to do just that. But those are the monsters. The tough monsters, at least. Here's your damage right here. Then we have the Toon Gemini Elf. 1, some minor damage. 2, by attacking with the Toon Gemini Elf, your opponent has to discard a random card from their hand. If you can stop the plays your opponent's going to make before they happen, then you're going to be in a much better position to keep the duel going. And then we have triple Toon Mass Sorcerer. The reason we have triple, 1, because it's a dark monster and we can just allure it away. 2, because when we attack with this monster, we get to draw another card. Now, it's hard to use because it's really weak, but we have a couple cards to support it coming in later on. Moving on to the spell cards, I've already talked about how good Allure of Darkness is for the draw power. We have Pot of Duality for some additional draw power if you want to run, you know, the pot, you throw away 10 cards. You can. It's just I hate that card, but it wouldn't hurt this deck too badly. We got 1 for 1, so you can easily pull out a Blackstone of Legend and start that crazy combo I was talking about. Day of Peace, because as I said, you have to protect yourself because you can't attack the turn you're summoned. Since you can't attack the turn you're summoned, why not play Day of Peace? Sure, your opponent gets a card, but you also protect yourself for an entire round and get a card for yourself, one that you may just make them discard anyway with Toon Gemini Elf. We have Upstart Goblin because once you get attacking with these cards, they attack directly and they'll deal a massive amount of life points. You'll be able to handle it. You have Monster Reborn because it's good and this deck, you know, can use a little bit of comeback power with the Monster Reborn, bringing back one of your powerful Toon cards. If you got that Toon World on the field, you're going to be in a good position. We have Mimicat because it's really fun, and I couldn't bring myself to get rid of it. This card, you take a card from your opponent's graveyard, even a powerful spell or trap card, and bring it to your side of the field. Very handy. We have Triple Toon Table of Contents because this just moves the deck along. It is immediate search power. If you want even more search power, add yourself some terraforming. I considered it, but I think we get Toon Kingdom often enough with this deck, so I took the terraforming option out. We have Twin Twisters. 1, because it's spell destruction. 2, because it can help send something to the graveyard in case you need a Red Eyes Toon Dragon in there so you can Blackstone a Legend it back out. Stuff like that. We have Fire of Doomsday, because when you play Fire of Doomsday, you essentially get a free summon of either your Toon Dark Magician or your Toon Red Eyes Black Dragon. That's the only use of this card, or you could just use it for tokens, so that's cool, I guess. Comic Hand is probably my favorite Toon World card, just because you take control of an opponent's monster. They go through all the trouble, linking up 20 things, you know, bringing out a powerful fusion monster, whatever it is, and you just take control of it with Comic Hand. And since you're not destroying it, you know, a lot of effects monsters won't really protect it against Comic Hand, since it's so rare for you to take control of an opponent's monster in the current meta. So this will take control of it and turn it into a Toon monster. And since it was already on the field during their turn, that means it won't have to wait to attack. It can just immediately direct attack as long as you have a Toon Kingdom on the field. Just accidentally ripped a Toon Kingdom out, but the whole idea of Toon Kingdom is multiple reasons why it's amazing. One, all of your Toon monsters can attack directly, ignoring whatever your opponent has on the field. Meaning, if your attack points are more than the difference in your opponent's stronger monster attack points, you'll beat them quicker than they'll beat you. Because with Toon Kingdom, all you have to do is banish one card from the top of your deck, and any monster that would have been destroyed by battle is completely safe. Any monster that would have been destroyed by card effect, completely safe. The only way to take those monsters out is by destroying Toon Kingdom. Or, of course, decking the Toon player out, which isn't likely to happen because there's not a lot of crazy searching and drawing power in this deck, so you'll be fine. Then we have an interesting thing here. We have double Quaking Mirror Force and double Floodgate. And as you see in the side deck here, sometimes you want more. Because here's what you do with this. What you want to do is let your opponent get a whole lot of monsters on their side of the field, then you use Quaking Mirror Force. All of their monsters go face down. They try to summon another monster, Floodgate Trap Hole. Imagine if they have 5 face down monsters on the side of their field. No room to summon anything else. And on the current meta, they're probably not going to be running a lot of tributing monsters. So essentially, they're running with a stuck field right there. And as Toon monsters that can attack directly, you can just go right over that and eliminate your opponent. So this just blocks up the field and defends your cards. We also have Scrap Iron Scarecrow in here to defend the cards, but if you want to switch one of these out, or both of them out for Quaking Mirror Force and Floodgate, it is completely reasonable. I just like combining Scrap Iron Scarecrow with these weaker cards so you can get their effects off and still continue your direct attacks. We also have, some Solemns, because Solemns are great, but of course you can add hand traps in there and they'll do about the same thing. They won't really be, negated by the fact that you're using Toon cards in any way, shape, or form. Other cards I've used in the past with this are Toon Mask, which is essentially a card that'll let you summon something from your deck. However, I kind of switched it out for Monster Reborn because Monster Reborn is just a little bit easier to use. And then we have Ojama Trio, which used to be phenomenal for this deck. As I said, if you have cards on your opponent's side of the field that they can't do anything with and are stuck in defense mode, you can just attack right over it. But the thing is, now with Link monsters, you can just get rid of all the Ojama tokens and bring out something even more powerful. So, Ojama Trio is just not a good card anymore. It was amazing with this deck. If you're playing with the old rules where there was no Link monsters, throw these Ojama Trios into the Toon deck. If not, don't use them. They're not that great. But in the extra deck here we have, it's not super important. Like, you don't have to use the extra deck for this. Usually it's just circumstantial. But we got a couple Toon monsters that I've never used in here. There's not really any immediate setup for Toons since you don't quickly special summon with this deck. You don't spam the field with this deck. It's not a Link deck. Obviously, if you mix it with something else, you can make it a Link deck. In fact, I think mixing this with something else might make it a little bit more effective, considering you have 2 things to fall back on at that point. But we got your standard array of level 4 Xy's. You got your Utopia setup if you need it, Silent Honor Arc if there's some crazy stuff on the field. Then we have some other cards, some that in this current version of the deck I can't even summon, but there is so little use of the extra deck with this that I have not even managed to worry about it. The one thing you might use is Red Eye's Flare Metal Dragon. That's a card you can bring out, and it's a pretty good card. Same with Big Eye, and not really that one. But the thing is, if you got the cards to bring those out, if you have Toon World on the field, or Toon Kingdom, you're in a much better position than you would be bringing these cards out. If you don't have Toon Kingdom, it's a good option. But yeah, extra deck's a little rare to use. The 4 stars come out occasionally, but really it's all about getting your Toons on the field, protecting them, and getting those direct attacks. So let's go into some battles and see what we can do. So our first duel looks like it's going to be up against some Buster Dragons. They got their Assault Core and Drake in there, and I have a nice play to open up with a, got that Black Stone of Legend going into a Red Eye's Toon Dragon. Now I also have a Toon Kingdom, so it's a pretty solid start. I could have used the Allure of Darkness to take my chances here, but with these 2 cards combined, it's a pretty good setup. I also have Scrap Iron Scarecrow in case they do summon anything more powerful than it. But if they do summon something more powerful than it either way, Toon Kingdom can protect it by banishing a card. So I'm in pretty good shape unless he destroys my Toon Kingdom. And he draws Cosmic Cyclone. Fortunately for us, he does not take out the Toon Kingdom. So Scrap Iron Scarecrow is gone. Toon Kingdom's way better anyway. I can see why he did that in case it was a Solemn. He didn't want me to stop him because he just brought out this. But he goes into combos, tries to bring out this. Then he gets to eventually go into a Decode Talker. Not the biggest play he could have gone for, I suppose. But if he gets anything else out there, it's going to be enough to have more damage. He does not. So, looking at what I have, I could just attack him. I could attack over him directly and do some more damage. Or I could do what's about to happen right here. Because I'm going to play Pot of Duality to get some more cards. And look at what I get here. I get myself a comic hand. And it's very comic how I get to take over his Decode Talker. He works so hard to get and use it against him. It also becomes a Toon monster, which means I get to attack directly, as I mentioned. So this is going amazingly right now. And I got Floodgate in case he summons anything that's worth having on the field. It'll go face down and I can continue to attack right over it. At this point of the duel, seeing as how many attack points I have and that I can stop his next play, I've pretty much won the duel. And he has, obviously, ABC in his hand right now. Gold Gadget has an effect that if you send it to the graveyard, it gets a little bonus here, but I'm not going to send it to the graveyard, am I? I'm going to attack right over it at his life points. So that'll send it back over to him for his turn. Let's see what he goes with. He gets the Terraforming, he gets his field card on the field, options are available, he starts making them, and I'm sitting here waiting, deciding when do I want to pop this Floodgate. I could have popped it on those guys and stopped him from getting out this Underclock Taker, but I figure he's about to go into something even bigger. So I'm holding on to this Floodgate, waiting for the right moment, waiting until there's something more strong than these guys, something that has an effect that's going to take him out. And what he does is he plays some cards and then eventually decides it's not going to work. And he ends the replay because I would have just taken him out this turn. Now I've done a couple other duels actually, and they've gone with literally people are just, ending like before the duel even starts, like second turn. I had a guy who wouldn't go through a duel unless he got the first turn. People are awkward, but let's go into another duel. Okay, this time I'm going to be playing against Trickstars, and he has a really good hand, so this could be an extremely difficult duel. But I'm able to get a similar play, bringing out the easy Red Eyes Black Dragon, using his effect to pull the Toon Dragon from my hand. Toon Dark Magician from my hand, and I still got a Fires of Doomsday on the back burner. So that's not bad. Send it back over to him. He obviously has some plays he can make in double terraforming. He can get triple field cards if he wants. And it looks like he's going to. So, we see the Candina come out, swapping it out for 3. Okay, so he has a really good hand. It's cool. He just gets to pull out 3 of those. So I don't want to draw a card. Look, I'm going to draw a card here. It's going to hurt. But he also has these cards. I'm just done here. I'm about to get just OTK'd by Trickstars, aren't I? Yeah, I sure am. So that all hurts. That's what one draw does. 1200 damage. Now he's going to make me discard my entire hand, doing another, 1200 for each of those. So that's not good. But what really puts the icing on the cake is present card. I'm going to have to draw 5 cards. That's 6,000 damage. Plus the at least 1,200 there. But the way he chains them, it's going to give me 5 before he refreshes my entire hand. So it's 10 cards of 1,200 damage. He's about to do 12,000 damage to me in effects. My Quaking Mere Force won't save me now. If this was an attacking deck, maybe. You see as I panic and try to place down my Fires of Doomsday, that's 1 less card in my hand, right? Because I did the math and it was like, well, if he actually, depending on how it chains, if the reincarnation went off first, then I would have still lived. But it did not. So this burns through these 5 cards that were drawn. Not to mention some really good cards I would have loved to use. But then we have to draw 5 more, and I think we've seen how Trickstars can do things before. That OTK. And we had a couple other duels against meta decks that didn't go so well. Some that did go, didn't even go just because people quit. So let's see what we can do here. Alright, so I don't exactly want to get OTK'd by Trickstars again, or any of the other meta decks that I've been bumping into, or have my opponent quit when I am getting close to win. So Mario, want a duel?
Sure.
High five,
use
buddy.
my Trickstar deck.
I'm legitimately not as afraid of your Trickstar deck, but at the same time, it's still probably better than a Toon deck by far. So,
are you questioning my deck building skills?
Yes, I am.
I'm saying I was gonna let you win this.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Look, I'm
Now
not
I'm
questioning
gonna
your
crush
deck
you.
building skills. I'm just saying that you had like a week to build your deck, and whoever I dueled had more time than you. And they're better at deck building than you. That's all I'm saying. Oh, he comes at the gate with the great Crystal Beast plays, setting himself up so hard. Getting that additional Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus. Oh, man. This is probably a decent matchup. I don't know. I think I have you here. All right, what do I got? What do I got? I got a Toon Gemini Elf I can go into, which would be a decent play, especially seeing that there's a Sapphire Pegasus there. So it wouldn't be able to kill me, but keep in mind, I cannot attack the first round I come out. So let's start by trying out this Pot of Duality. See if we can get anything even better, and that is exactly what we needed. We can either grab the Blackstone of Legend here, or we can grab this Toon Table of Contents. With how important Toon World is, I'm going to get the Toon Table of Contents. So with this, I can activate it. Then obviously pull out my Toon Kingdom, and that'll make my Gemini Elf a whole lot more effective. Now I have a Magician and a Red Eyes Toon Dragon in my hand, so it's not going to be massive, but it's okay, it's fine. I am now going to activate the Toon Kingdom. Now that will banish 3 of my cards. Looks like, there were some fun ones in there, the Comic Hand, but it's fine. And one thing I can do, since this is probably, you know, not necessarily against this deck, because I think the Crystal Beasts might not have more power than this in the next turn. But against most decks, I'm definitely going to want to play this one Day of Peace, because I can't attack anyway. So, why not? My draws, however, were not that great. So, I'm going to have to end my turn, because I cannot battle the first turn. It's fine.
Alright.
So, Crystal Beasts come out to play. Second Sapphire Pegasus. He's going to set up his back row. It's going to look beautiful back there, and he's going to have so many cards with great effects.
Oh, there's another thing.
Can only pop one a turn?
Nope. They're both wind.
Oh boy, what do you got for me? Of course.
I mean, level 4.
Beautiful.
This is a comp version, so.
Yeah, no, that's great. You definitely want to take out that as soon as possible. So that was a great choice. So how am I going to get past this Tornado Dragon? Now, of course, Day of Peace, he wasn't able to do it. Good thing I played that Day of Peace. Huh.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to attack. I would have broken a mini loss.
Now, I need to see here. I can't summon anything immediately that will beat you. So, I'm going to play a Pot of Duality. And see what I can do when it comes to this. So, it's waiting on you. Seeing if you got something for me. Might just be asking you to prompt Tornado Dragon, even though it won't have an effect anyway. And I got exactly what I needed. So, one, I got Toon Kingdom, which would be amazing to get back, but we know that Tornado Dragon's on the field. So this time, I'm certainly grabbing the Blackstone of Legend, because that'll get me a more powerful monster. Oh, no, do not summon that Blackstone Legend, Xylo. Do not summon that Blackstone Legend. It's not going to let me stop, because I can't summon anything else because of Pot of Duality. Alright. Things are going to take a little more time than we were expecting. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. This was completely intentional, ladies and gentlemen. I know this deck like the back of my hand.
Oh, that's new.
Yeah, right? No big deal. No big deal. It's fine. That's fantastic. I wish you could just not play cards once you click them once. It's fine.
You normally can, but with summoning you can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see what rare value.
Very nice. Definitely got the cards that you can do it. I choose one and send it to the graveyard. Oh. I think I'm just going to send the Mammoth to the graveyard in case you're packing any way to summon that Carbuncle. I don't want that. But of course, there's other ways to bring out the Carbuncle, so. Ooh, get a Crystal Beast spell or trap card to your hand. Very nice. Oh man, we might see the big boy coming in here. And if we do, it's going to be tough.
Let's summon out the Topaz Tiger.
Yeah, right now you just got attacks on me. And like, I'll be able to come back next turn, get him back to my hand, and just try again. But that's kind of dumb. So, it's fine. That just puts us in more of a hole. We'll see if the Toons got some comeback power to him. Fully intentional. It's just part of the test. Alright, so this is a decent card to run into. Possibly. Oh wait, do I not have any cards? Yeah, I don't have anything in the graveyard to get this back with. You know what I'm gonna do, just because I'm dumb? Oh man, this is real dumb. But let's do it. First, let's activate. Oh, sick. Twin Twisters. Red Eyes Toon Dragon to grave. There we go. Now I can activate it. However,
there goes my ultimate crystal formation.
Definitely. So I have a couple things I could do here. I think the important thing is going to be getting a Red Eyes Toon Dragon to the field, which I can't do this turn, and you have enough attack points to stop me if I don't do anything. So I'm going to Monster Reborn, and I'm going to use it on the Black Stone of Legend.
Okay. Oh, so that way you don't have to use its effect and still bring out...
Exactly. Which, you know, could have just summoned the Red Eyes, but now I can pull it from my deck and have a higher chance of drawing another Toon Kingdom. So, I can't attack just yet, because it's a Toon mod. Actually, yeah, I can't attack just yet, but I can bring out this Toon Dark Magician. Hello. And now, Toon Dark Magician got an effect as well, so we can add a Toon card to our hands by getting rid of this Toon Red Eyes Black Dragon. And we're just going to grab the Toon Table contents, because we know very well there is no point of us putting a Toon Kingdom on the field right now. And this will thin out the deck a little more as well. So, yeah. I will end my turn there. And hopefully you won't get anything crazy. Which, yeah, I limited some of your plays here. So, but it is getting far into the duel. And the farther you get into the duel against Crystal Beasts, the riskier it gets. Alright, so we see another one on the field. If I destroy all these guys, I think that's going to be all the Crystal Beasts into play at some point. So I got to get careful. Fortunately, that's where the real strength of Toons comes in. I don't have to destroy them.
Yep.
So obviously you could attack me and, you know, send them back yourself, but that's a risk in itself. So unless you already got the big play to make, it's not really going to be worth. However, I have to kill this Tornado Dragon right now or else I'm going to have some trouble. So I think what I'm going to do is just go for some regular attacks, because if you have something to stop this attack from hitting the Tornado Dragon. Nah, let's play full risk. Toon Table of Contents.
Well, before you do that, I'm
sure,
because I know what you're gonna do, so might as well just do this now.
Okay, so we didn't have anything that would have stopped the attack itself. So I'm gonna grab that Toon Kingdom.
Oh, I thought you would have sent out the deck a little more.
No, well, I can't pop a Toon a turn. Actually, yeah, I can, but it's fine. I like drawing it too, because you don't always want to grab a Toon Kingdom. Sometimes you want to use it to get another card.
Comic Hand, Shadow Mimic, all that.
Exactly. Now I might as well activate the Blackstone Legend here, because I can. I'm not going to be able to play it again this turn, but it is nice. And we can start to do things here. So, let's make some attacks. Because now it's been a turn, these guys can finally start attacking. Let's see if we can, do I want to attack directly? No, I want to kill Tornado Dragon. I guess there's not much of a point of me killing him anymore, but, you know, he's a problem. And I do not want to attack the Crystal Beasts, so I will attack directly. And yeah, if Mario doesn't do anything major here, he's going to be in a lot of trouble real soon. Yeah, because now I'm in a position where, unless he can get more spell destruction, these guys will not go down.
Well, it's not destruction.
Huh? Well, it's not terrible. Let's see. It's good enough, right? I mean, not immediately good enough, but it helps. So, that puts his Crystal Beast into his graveyard. So I can't attack directly, so now I will start attacking his monsters, just because that's my option. Ooh, and I just threw a Mimicat. Oh, that would have been so good. What would I have pulled from your graveyard? I guess it's all Crystal Beast cards in your graveyard, so I wouldn't really be able to pull anything necessary.
Nope, unless all these are useless to you.
Yeah, literally every card in there. So
the only strong and the strongest one in there is the Tornado.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get another Red Eyes Black Dragon out here because we can. I can't really do anything with any of these guys' effects, so let's just go for some attacks. I will use this on the Castell because it's a difference of 100 attack points, and I want to just double check that we destroy that with the Dark Magician, even though, you know, knowing Crystal Beasts, I could predict that I'm gonna be fine there. Ooh, Crystal Pear. There's a reason he let that go to the graveyard, because now he can get one right from his deck. There we go. He's getting so well set up, but we don't know if he has it. We don't know if he has the Rainbow Dragon. But yeah, this is one of those reasons why I don't just spam the Toon table contents. And okay, he has the Rainbow Dragon. This is one of the reasons I don't spam the Toon table contents, because like if I draw that or a Toon World now, I win.
Yeah, I'm just gonna destroy your Toon Dark Magician.
Yeah, he's the toughest one on the field right now. But I gotta draw one of those, or else, you know, Rainbow Dragon hurts. So,
Yep.
it's really cool. We got to see the power of this deck. But, ladies and gentlemen, Heart of the Cards never fails. So, let's go in for the direct attacks on your life points, which, if I have mathed correctly, are fabulously in line with exactly what I need. And out of the frying pan, the Toons emerge victorious. Thanks for dueling with me, Mario.
One more turn. One more turn.
Yeah, I know. I know. It was a little tight there at the end, but we won. That's what matters, right? Anyway, back to the deck. So I am a big fan of this Toon deck. It's one of the most fun decks to play. If someone has insane attack points, you can get through it by attacking them directly. If they have insane stalls or defense, you can get right through it. But if they have some crazy effects, it just doesn't stand up. If they have spell destruction, it doesn't stand up. This is not a meta deck as much as I wish it was. When it comes to Toons, if you go pure Toons, I think this is the best you can get. I could not figure out anything more, and I've been working on this deck for a long time. But maybe there's a way to make Toons viable again, combining them with the right setup. So let me know the ideas you guys have to make some insane Toon combos in the comments below. I'm sure they exist in a card game as complicated as Yu-Gi-Oh! So let's see what we can all come up with together. If you have enjoyed this video, then make sure you leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel. Hope you can find some enjoyment using Toons against your friends, and I will see you next time.